to the 4th Vicente Fox Presidential Dinner. Un aplauso, por favor, al Presidente Fox. We're very honored that all of you are here. Thank you so much for the sponsors. I will be stating your names a little bit later, but I would like to just tell you that our honorary host, or Congresswoman Kay Granger, who could not be with us tonight, but she sends her regards. And we have the best mayor of the United States with us, Mayor Betsy Price. Would you come up and be the first one to speak to us, please? And welcome everybody to Fort Worth, Texas, please. But I think it'd be best.
You know, he said, welcome everybody, so I always say, howdy, Fort Worth.
Howdy.
Oh, you can do better than that on a great night like this. Howdy, Fort Worth.
Howdy.
And welcome to all our visitors. This is a great city. We're delighted to have you. It's an honor to be here tonight with you. Juan, President Fox, First Lady Marta, our friends at World Affairs, Sister Cities in the Chambers, we're delighted to have all of you sponsoring this. President, we can't wait to hear your story. I understand that you had almost 1,000 people today to hear your story about Civil War and other issues in your country, and that the kids at TCU and the high school and junior high students were on the edge of their seat. I think that each and every one of you are in for an incredible treat listening about the trials and tribulations. I've had the honor recently of traveling in the last 18 months to China, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and to Australia. We truly do live in a global world. There are very few borders, as much as we may think there are, but it behooves us to all be here and to hear about the things that are going on in the rest of the world and how they impact us, not only our economic development and our business initiatives, but just our daily lives, and the fact that we fly back and forth and our children fly back and forth and live in other countries. So we're very anxious tonight to hear your story and to hear what the interchange between the two of you, and we're delighted to continue to host this series in Fort Worth. All of you who sponsor, thank you for helping bring this to Fort Worth. We want to keep it here and continue to expand our presence, because Fort Worth truly is a great city with an international destination, and we want to continue that. So thank you.
We love you, Mayor. Also part of our honorary host is our Tarrant County Clerk, Mary Lou Garcia. Where are you? Hey, where are you? Mary Louise Garcia. She has just been wonderful. We love you so much. A great Hispanic leader, a great Fort Worth leader, a great Texas leader. Our statewide and Fort Worth host committee is integrated by Sal Espino, who's of the Fort Worth City Councilman, Sergio de Leon, the Tarrant County Constable, who, by the way, has provided all of the security for our events, and we thank you so much. They have really been great. They've kept us all feeling safe, but they also know how to be in the background and not make it look like, not that we need much security in Fort Worth, but you guys have really been great. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, hermano. Here's the symbol right over here. Mae Ferguson of the Fort Worth Sister Cities International, Rice Tilley, Jr. of Haynes and Boone, Steve Murrin, our Cowtown Mayor, and of course Julie John Cox of JP Solutions are the ones who've been a part of the statewide host committee. I'd especially like to give Julie John Cox a hand, please. Julie, please stand up. Julie has been with us since the beginning of this. I'm still trying to learn from you, and once again today you just made this happen. We really love you, appreciate you. Fort Worth is blessed to have you as a citizen of Fort Worth. Thank you so much. There are two organizations that have helped from the beginning: the Hispanic Leadership Alliance, that gives scholarships to kids, but especially, of course, the World Affairs Council. And we'll be telling you a little bit bit more about the World Affairs Council in a moment. Very quickly, I've already spoken. My name is Juan Hernandez. I'm from Fort Worth. I was born right here. My mother is from Fort Worth, but I grew up in Guanajuato, where President Fox is from. My father is from San Miguel de Allende, and I've told the story already too many times, and most of you have already heard it, but I love my two homes of Guanajuato and of Texas, and for me to be able to have both of these homes working together for this event is just one of the greatest things in my life. I'd love to say that it was very, very difficult to create this event. It was President Fox's idea. I've worked for him in Mexico. He honored me by inviting me to be a part of his campaign and then helping him when he was president. But then he told me this idea of bringing presidents from around the world to speak in Guanajuato. And then I said, well, why just Guanajuato? What about Fort Worth? And I want to say that it was very, very difficult to get the sponsors, to get the mayor to do it, to get TCU to do it. It's one of the easiest things I've ever done. You guys are so great in TCU and inviting to the academic program, and Mayor Betsy Price inviting to Fort Worth. I'm honored to pretend like I made it happen, but it really, you have done it, and I just can't thank you enough. Our sponsors, we are so grateful to you. They include Texas Christian University, American Airlines, Interceramic and Victor Almeida, Lala Foods, Gateway Global Ministries and Pastor Robert Morris, the Sid Richardson Foundation, the Amon Carter Foundation, the Texas Credit Union League and Dick Ensweiler, the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, Haynes & Boone, LLP, Morgan Buildings and Spas, Anthony Finch and Yadira Cepeda, Lockheed Martin Corporation, Citibank, Alberto Cardenas of Vinson and Elkins, Baylor University, Coca-Cola Bottling Company, where Vicente Fox came from, BNSF, Matt Rose, Prism Hotels and Resorts, Steve Van, Texas Capital Bank, General Motors of Arlington, and we're working on General Motors of Silao, Guanajuato to help us too soon. Does all the Suburbans you drove getting here, Texans, Fort Worth Indians, they come from Silao. I won't get into some of the political speeches about buying American. Shella Enterprises and Juan Gutierrez, Ricardo Casanova, Jose Rivero, Sandra McLaughlin, Pancho Ochoa, Ken Kelly. I'd like to mention, before I mention two new sponsors that we have, the flowers, the centerpieces that you have there at your table, were graciously donated by the Fort Worth Independent School District. Dr. Dana Diaz, yes, Sharon Herrera, and their art director, Beverly Fletcher. And I'd really ask you to go into the internet and look up the art director, Beverly Fletcher. She is very, very creative, and they came here to the Fort Worth Club, designed these specially for you, and donated them for you tonight. We have two new sponsors, and we're so grateful to them. They made this night really a success. TIAA CREF Financial Services, and under the great leadership and passion of Mario Ramirez, who could not be with us here tonight, who is also, by the way, a board member of the Hispanic Leadership Alliance. He has helped us sponsor tonight. And a new company that is called UST IT Services. And I would like to say a little bit more about UST IT, if I may. This company has just recently gone to Guanajuato. They have partnered with Centro Fox, have not only donated money to Centro Fox, which of course is wonderful, but they have committed to creating 10,000 jobs in the next year? 5 years, okay, 5 years. In Guanajuato, they have already hired 800?
Commitments for 800
Okay, in the process of hiring right now, 800. They went down to Guanajuato to do this. They will be donating a fraction of the money that they make from their TI services to the educational programs of Vision Mexico, of Centro Fox. And so, John, would you please stand? And we thank you very much. We, HLA, Hispanic Leadership Alliance, an organization called Hispana Corporation, a 501c3, partnering with Vision Mexico, have already started, even though we haven't finished the series, and the idea was at the end of the series to start giving some scholarships. But there were 2 students that we had to help immediately, and one of them desperately needed a computer, and so the gentleman called me, and I called quickly a few friends, Vicente Fox and others. This student needs a scholarship. We can't wait for next year. It may seem small to you, but to Juan Rojas, please stand up. This was very important, and we weren't going to wait until the right time to start giving scholarships. Juan Rojas, where are you, young man? Back over there, back over there. Ven para acá, no te escondas. And Raquel Silva, who received a full scholarship with the help of many here, including Gateway Ministry, also, I must say, a full scholarship at DBU, Dallas Baptist University. Now we have a little surprise program for you. And I'm going to mention 2 individuals. They have no idea that this is going to happen. With HLA, Hispanic Leadership Alliance, that George P. Bush, George Antuna, and yours truly created, the organization of HLA was created to promote education, small business creation, Hispanic advancement, let us say. In a recent conversation, we were thinking, how can we not only help kids, but also recognize those who are helping the kids? And we decided to come up with the idea of a New American Award, to give an award to some individuals who are just moving to the United States from other countries, especially from Mexico, but who have arrived not to take only, not just to create jobs, which is so important, but that are giving to the community. And there were 2 names that we kept getting over and over and over and over. So I would please like for you to applaud these 2 gentlemen as I asked them to come up, and they had no idea this was going to happen. Please, Victor Almeida and Ricardo Casanova. Would you please step up here? Yes, President Obasanjo, would you also join us, please? Ricardo Casanova, sí. And Victor Almeida. Perdón.
Gran Victor.
And if we could have some photographs here, I would appreciate it.
Over here, please. Wait.
This is an award given to individuals who are new American leaders. Both of these gentlemen came from Mexico, live in the United States. They're new American leaders, and they have not only become successful in the United States, but they are individuals who are known for helping others. Please, can you join me in applauding them for your leadership in the Hispanic community and for your generous contribution to the Hispanic advancement. Gracias. Pobrecito, pobrecito. Let me thank the people who've done all the work of coming out here in many hours. Our steering committee, Judson Cook of Avery Cook Resources, Leticia Benitez of Chesapeake Energy, Greg Wordle of BNSF, La Doctora Dana Diaz brought 17 different schools to TCU this morning, of high schools and junior highs, busloads of kids to TCU, and is here also. Morgan Costello, who's an intern, Elizabeth Shields, who's a Wesleyan law student, Irene Chase, Anthony Finch, Doug Schreiner, Joni Hodges, Yadira Cepeda, Juan Roberto Hernandez, maybe you've heard of him, my son, Rebecca Villaseñor, and many others. Thank you very much to all those who worked very hard to make this happen. Jim Falk, who is the CEO of the World Affairs Council, would you please join me up here, sir? Has many years doing this. I am his disciple. I'm just starting to learn. He does this so much better. He's been doing dinner series of these all the time. You've been to many of the events of the World Affairs Council. Would you please address the group? Tell them a little bit about the coming events and World Affairs Council.
Thank you very much. You are a very tough act to follow. You know, the eyes of the world on December 1st are going to be on Mexico because a new president is going to be officially inaugurated. But you know, I went to another inauguration in Mexico, one probably that you don't know about. It was on June 15th. We're here tonight to help raise money for Central Fox. And in June, I, as president of the World Affairs Council, went to Central Fox with about 15 or so of our members. And we had the unique privilege of watching President Fox, not President Fox, Citizen Fox, stand up there and give the sash, put it on, and give the oath of the presidency to a high school student. A high school student who learned about the importance of democracy. And President Fox, everyone among our members really had a lump in their throat and tears in their eyes as they watched the important work of the center. What you may not also realize is that we take for granted the libraries in the United States. New one will open just down the road in a few months. But the only other presidential library is in Mexico, in President Fox's hometown, on the actual property where his grandfather immigrated from the United States to Mexico. It's the only other presidential library in the world. And so as we think about the holidays and what the relationship is between Mexico and the United States, usually I stand up here like Juan and ask you to give to certain activities that are close to near and dear to our heart, like the World Affairs Council. But I challenge you and ask you tonight or tomorrow to go and look on your computer and pull up the website for Central Fox and read about the important work that this center is doing, because we hear about a lot of foundations and companies and organizations, and I'm not going to say I was skeptical, but I hadn't seen it until I went there. And to take 15 members and see the role and the impact that this center is having on hundreds of children every month and thousands every year, I hope you will do as I did when I came back, entirely unsolicited from President and Mrs. Fox, and sent a contribution, and we'll be sending another one before the year ends. It's a wonderful activity and one that deserves all of our support. Thank you, Juan, for giving us an opportunity to learn about the important work of the center.
We are going to have two more presidential events in the coming months, and we'll be sending you an email related to those. But we will have how do you pronounce it, Jim? I'll say the first word, Shashi. How do you pronounce the last? Saúl. Saúl. And José Luis Zapatero, much easier to pronounce, from Spain, former president of Spain. And we'll be sending you more information of that. We will conclude our series of the 6 events, and we hope to convince the president to do many more after that. And I'm sure that our mayor will help us to twist his arm. I'm going to invite President Fox, please, to come up here and greet everybody, and then we will have our speech from Obasanjo. President Fox, would you please greet everybody?